Okay, there we go. Hello, I exist. I'm leaving. Goodbye. Call me if there are any bots. Bye, Nola. Note to self: buy oil for that door. Alright then. Gil, you're in my spot. Please. Oh, sorry. Also, you're cleaning the boss's chicken buckets. Did boss ask you to do that? If I told you she did, would you believe me? Without a doubt. Let's go with that then. Right. Greetings. Oh, Stella, what can I get you? I'll go with the Bleeding Jane today. Bleeding Jane for the lady. Bleeding Jane for the lady. 1, 2, 3. Blendy, blendy! Blend it up. Blendy, blendy, blendy. Here you go. Thank you. What brought you here today? Waiting for Sai? I came by myself, actually. I was in the area and stopped to say hi. Oh, it's pretty interesting though. When I first saw you, I doubted you'd ever come here again. Well, this place is comfortable, I must admit. So quiet and secluded. It's also clean, really clean. Gil is the one you can owe to that. That guy takes pride in how clean he keeps things around here. If you ever need cleaning staff, he's a nice pick. Really? He's a bit out of it today, though. I see. Hey, Jill, have you heard of the new gold rush in the city? Gold rush? Everyone is paying small fortunes to get their hands on pieces of white knight suits. I think I heard or read something about that, but I'm having doubts, so probably not? In any case, how is it a gold rush? Well, the tech behind the suits was always safely guarded, and after the events at the bank... Sorry. After the events at the bank, the suits were remotely shut down, breaking many of them in the process. Many units dropped their armor right then and there and fled when the lynchings went on. Any white knights still stuck in their suit had to take off their armor manually to run away. It all happened in the middle of all the lynchings, so they'd be sitting ducks if they didn't. So some weren't that lucky. They got beaten up while they weren't able to move. So between the suits becoming glorified paperweights and many of the white knights going on the run, they ended up being a lot of junk lying around. But the whole scientific community is rejoicing. They're on the race to reverse engineer the suits and take as much technology as possible from them. And of course, even a single piece of the armor fetch a high price these days. Could anyone see any profit from the research to justify those expenses? It's new tech. It's a new field with patents just opened for many. And I'd say yes. Huh. I mean, the BTC is literally a conglomerate built upon patents and trademarks. I can see how. There's a weird case though. There's this one guy named Jack. He's the captain of a very unique Blitzkrieg Corps unit. Unique? The guy has a really small unit, 5 people including himself. The aesthetics of this unit's armor was heavily modded to the point that they looked like a squad from Henshin's heroes. Hen what? They looked really gaudy. But it turned out that the guy actually broke through the software and disabled the remote switch. He has one of the few, if not the only, suits of armor with the OS intact. To say they're among the most wanted people would be an understatement. You know a lot about this. It's interesting, the amount of things you hear when dealing with drunk people of all kinds in the same place. It also helps to put a front that makes people lower their guard. That should sound familiar to you. True. Wait. Here's a freebie, and a fun fact. The failsafe originally going involved in the armor blowing up and leaving no traces, but regulations and laws don't allow that kind of technology near civilians. I guess even Zanbatsu Corp has its limits then. People love to demonize Zanbatsu Corp because, let's face it, they're far from innocent. But they're not evil overlords, they're just greedy, and they're a big corporation. They just so happen to have control over what tantamounts to the city-state. But corporations will naturally resort to draconian methods. Sorry, I didn't know that word was draconian until I read it again, and I was like, that word is draconian, what the fuck? I've heard horror stories from people outside the city about trying to use the product placement. If you so much hold a bottle in the wrong way and get it in the way of the logo, you'll be in a load of trouble. And let's not start with theme parks or the like. Those are dystopias of their own. Then again, most of the demonization is due to Quincy being such a clown. He has no power anyways. He's just a front for whatever council behind Zanbatsu Corp does. He makes a fool of himself and that attention is taken away from whatever that Zanbatsu Corp is actually doing. Yeah. So, were you saying that Glitch City is basically a huge theme park? I've called it the White Knight's glorified mall security in the past, so yeah. Huh. No, seriously, hen what? Can I get a Brantini, please? Sure. Alright, I'll be right back. I am going to throw my trash away, and then by the time I get back, it'll be Stream Raiders time. So, yeah, and then I'll have dessert with me, and then I'll also turn on the light because it's dark. Okay. No more eating. Turning on my face cam. Ugh. I have to make sure my hair looks good. Okay, I've had an Uncrustable before. They're good. Yeah, I've never had one, but that's just me. I mean, I'm not gonna knock it until I try it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 1. Age. Mixy! There you go. Here. Thanks. So I take it you're in a good mood today? Does it show? A bit. Yeah, well, I managed to nab a couple of tickets to the Kiramiki Encore concert. Nice. Oh, right. As it turns out, she was just here. Again? Sorry. Again? Can't believe I just missed her. I was surprised too. I was more surprised that she remembered my name though. And like last time, she was quite a graceful client. Man, so the rumors about her being really nice in person are actually true? Amazing. I mean, you always want the famous people to be nice in real life. But having such a backing to claim, to hear that she's just so nice to everyone, it's so nice to hear, you know? In fact, I think that's why we made her famous so quickly. How she's down to earth and totally accessible, making her someone everyone wants to root for? Ah, I see. Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't want to feel like you're supporting crappy people. Although, to be honest, I've never put much thought into that one. Hell, half the time I have no idea who made what I use, nor do I care much. Being a nice person will take you far, though. My daddy has always insisted that being ruthless in a boardroom doesn't mean being an ass. He has actually managed to get certain contracts over more powerful people. All thanks to being a nice guy overall. I want mass chaos and destruction. Morphing tables, glass one, classic ones full of nails. They're all on fire too. I actually saw one blow up and it was Torch. Dark chuckle. Rushing the fly. Sounds like good advice. Have you? Oh my gosh, this is gonna date me very, very badly. Has anyone heard or remember, the animation series called Shin. And I'm talking about this is how it's spelled. Anytime when I hear someone say that's good advice, I always remind me of Shin. And it's so, oh my god. I love Shin. I love Shin so much. Oh man. It's okay if you haven't heard of it because, like, it was created when I was a kid. So, like, you know, when I was... like, when the internet was tiny and flash animations were a thing. I know of Shin Megami Tensei. No, I'm not talking about that kind of shit. I'm just talking about Shin. It's the name of a character, actually. He's got blue hair for some reason. Well, I mean, it's because he's an anime protagonist, so of course. But it's basically a guy gets transferred into a school. The school has lots of school violence issues. And, like, he has to, like, survive through the school and figure out, like, why they got transferred to this, like, super nice school and stuff. Oh, man. It's really good. The music's great. The characters are really cool. Oh my gosh. But more importantly, Daddy. Do you really believe me saying she was just here that easily? You're not the kind to lie about stuff like that, so sure. Thanks, I guess. And that said, can you go to the concert so easily? What about security and all the like? My dad always has a unit keeping an eye on me from a distance. And you'd be surprised at how easily I can disguise myself with just a different hairdo and a cap. I see. I wonder if I can get in the disabled line with Sai in her rooms. Although, she'll probably nag me about how she doesn't need it and we shouldn't abuse that. Hey, can you give me a classic drink? Sure. Classic. A classic drink. Classic drink. Apparently you can fix up but not serve. Okay. Sorry, when it says see notes in my notes here, I don't exactly know what it means. Let's just get her a big beer. Because I don't have the other drink that she's like... Well, I don't, right? No, I don't have the drink that she wants. Oh, okay. Let's just get her. Just get her beer. Well, actually, she had a Bleeding Jane earlier, so let's just get her another one of these. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got it. Here. Thank you. I think you should know about this. About what? Sai, told me about your eye. That? Oh yeah, I knew. You did? Sai told me. I'm alright, don't worry. Still, that's quite the, I mean, damn. For those of you who don't know, basically, when Stella was a kid, she and Sai were kidnapped, and while they were trying to fight off the kidnapper stabbed Stella in the eye, and that's why she has that weird, funky, spinny eye. That's all. We all have our own share of painful stories. I might be just as shocked at hearing something from you. I've gotten over it, but every time someone brings the attention to my eye, it starts hurting. The tech in the replacement is good enough, but remembering that it hurts a bit. Oh. Still, she had to tell you about that? Virgilio guy, didn't she? You know him? Virgilio Armando. Didn't net any results, but after digging deeper, we found another name. Timothy Mercury, branded traitor after killing a fellow white knight, declared MIA. Seems like the guy knew how to hide himself. What are you gonna do? At the very least, seek him and to thank him. It's the least I can do. Oh. Wait. I just realized something off the whole tech gold rush story. What would it be? Wouldn't all the tech be patented anyways? I get trying to crack in the first place, but that would be true if the tech was patented in the first place. It isn't? Zimbatsu has been so paranoid about making the White Knights untouchable that they never patented anything. A patent would be in the database that someone could hack and retrieve valuable information from. Not to mention they've been using tech from other companies without any authorization. So no patent registry in their right mind would approve of that global shutdown signal, let alone how to immobilize everyone still inside one of those suits. So the ones that were upholding the law did so by using suits that are by all means illegal? The irony runs deep, wouldn't you say? Why do it though? When you have so much money, you start thinking you can screw around with the rules. Screw the rules, I have money! Oh my god, that makes me laugh. That makes me laugh so hard. Oh my god, that'd be so fun. Screw the rules, I have money. There's never a time where that's not funny. Come on. All that power makes you think you're above every law there is. And this city is what happens with those money that starts making the rules. I'm curious though, have you ever covered up any fuck-ups by using money? I think we've all done things we're not too proud of at some point in our lives. Well, Jill, I gotta go. Always a pleasure. Please come again. Ah, Alma. No, hello. You're pretty insistent on that one, aren't you? It's basic courtesy. Saying something I will fight to uphold. First, the greetings stop. Then saying please and thank you stops. And before you know it, boom, total anarchy. You're exaggerating. Am not. In fact, I'll go through that door again and expect you to properly greet me this time. Fine. Hello, Jill. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping upon my chamber door. 'Tis some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, only this and nothing more. You overdid it. You totally overdid it. Quoth the bartender, I did not. So you like poetry? I had a phase. Can I get you something? Let's start with a big cobalt velvet. Sure? Cobalt velvet! I like the short poem. Have you ever heard? That's actually Edgar Allan Poe. I don't remember the exact, one. But yeah, that's Edgar Allan Poe. Right there. Oh geez, there is nothing. Oh my. Well. Oh well. On the rocks, mixed. Here. Thanks. Oh yeah, there's something I've been wondering for a while. Does the name Shadowmaster 69's Chronicles ring any bells? Every time I think of Poe, it makes me sad. I mean, yeah, the guy doesn't exactly have a great reputation. Wow, you went pale. No, that name doesn't ring any bells. May 22nd. Today, my daily card readings told me that I'd meet great changes, thanks to an old man. My biology teacher told me I had been picked for an inter-school contest with my latest essay. I just knew a scientific theory on the ideas of auras was as revolutionary as I thought. Soon I'll bring the whole world into the occult science singularity. Later entries didn't seem to have gone that well, though. Motions of being laughed at, being lectured as why the essay was wrong. Jill? I made sure to delete that blog. No evidence should be left. I can think of at least 6 different sources off the top of my head that have that stuff archived. Why? Why? Sheesh, relax. It's not that bad. What do you mean it's not that bad? Don't you realize how embarrassing it all is? We've all been that young, Jill. Relax. It's not like you're still like that nowadays. That would have been more embarrassing. You're not still like that, right? God, no, I gave up on the whole occult stuff. It's just all that remembering that stuff is... Ugh. I don't know. I like the way you looked. All dressed in black with the rare accessory popping out thanks to the colors. I mean, at least you had the decency to use makeup and take care of yourself. So you have the pic. Oh gods, you have a fucking pic. Why do you do this to me? Why do you dig out the sins of my past? I was bored. Last Friday, I had to take my mind off the whole Dayana thing, so I ran a small background check on you. Simple stuff, just checking past internet activity. Please don't run background checks like that. I just used a search engine, you know. I didn't request documents or anything. I needed to mend and dead-hearted into a wall. Bravo, Mahito. I would have done the exact same thing. What led you to the page? You do realize your main mail account everywhere is still that one you used back then, right? Like I said, relax. You were obsessed with occultism, and I wanted to kiss all the boys. That reminds me of something from Red vs. Blue. I just want everyone to know that I suck. And that I'm a girl, and I like ribbons in my hair, and I want to kiss all the boys. This may be the best surrender of all time. God, what is this game bringing back every single, like, old thing in my head? First Shin, then RVB when it was good, and just was about being funny and not all this plot shit they're injecting into it. Oh, my lordy. And I kind of almost accomplished that in middle school, which still sort of haunts me today. Never underestimate the lengths old classmates will go to track you down. Especially if they think you're still a girl that kissed them for fun, and they're lonely to boot. With all the things that we're not too proud of as adults. Now I know how criminals feel when evidence is used against them. I have to ask though, why the 69? It was supposed to be the 6'9", not 69, like in reference to both the lovers and the hermit. You don't need fancy overlays or anything, but if you need help or advice, you could always DM me. Thanks, man. I mean, it's just, I've been thinking about getting, like, a nice overlay and stuff, and, you know, doing transitions and whatever, but it's all that technology shit that I don't care. I was convinced it meant wise choices. Jill, there's nobody in the world that would read that as 6'9". I was 12 at the time. Even at 12, I fucking knew what a 69 was. Just how innocent were you back then? You have no idea. Well, let's sweeten things up a little bit. I'll have a sugar rush. Sure. Sugar rush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then just make it super pometry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mixy, mixy! Here. This is the thing. Say, Alma, speaking of past, what was your last long-term relationship like? That's sudden. You dug through my past. I have earned the right to dig through yours. Fine, fine. Long-lasting relationships, huh? Romantic ones, I'm guessing? Yep. Well, I've had about 4 boyfriends who I'd describe as such that I've introduced to my family and all. The first one was in high school. I broke up with him because he cheated on me. I remember the other girl trying to pick a fight and me just saying, keep the fucker. The second one was during my freshman year. I broke up with him after he thought it'd be funny to punch me in the arm. He starts with a friendly hit, and before you know it, anyways. I feel that on Saturday morning, right? The other guy I met shortly after I dropped out. He was interested in marriage, but wanted to get married only after half a year or so of knowing me. And then there's Richard. Who? Richard! I spent almost 4 years with him. We got along well. He had awesome chemistry. I truly loved him. But as time went by, there was a rift that started separating us. He just didn't like my family. He didn't? Moreover, he wasn't a family person. He distanced himself from his own and voiced that he didn't want kids. There was a part of me that wanted to believe, even if it was just for a little bit, that he'd change his mind. But as much as I loved him, that one detail brought a growing gap between us. And at one point, I just had to break up with him. But I'm not here to depress you. Bring me a beer, will you? Sure. Big beer? You got it. Everything is big. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mixed. Thanks for telling me that, by the way. Don't mention it. You finally escaped one game? Woo! Nice. Okay, one more question and we're even. Wow, you really are embarrassed of that blog, huh? Sure, ask away. At what age did you get those implants in your boobs? Joe, I love you, and I know you're saying that in jest. But I've lived through so many rumors about me getting plastic surgery that I can't and won't take it as a joke. As such, in honoring our friendship, I'll just say this. They're real, and they're spectacular. Now ask me a real question before I slap you. I'll grant you that one. The only chance to call me by my full name as a compensation, then. I'll gladly take you on that offer. It's funny that you mentioned slapping, because my real question was, why did you get your hands chopped? Chopped. Well, there's a couple of reasons. The first is that I spend lots of time typing, and these replacements can avoid carpal tunnel syndrome. Oh. There's other utilities, like I can interface with many devices. For example, there's a tiny computer embedded in my glasses, and if I move my index finger, it acts like the computer's cursor. There's lots more, but there's small things that don't sound that impressive when I say it out loud. How did your family take the operation? They took it well enough. Except my mom. She freaked out for months. She even went to the hospital and asked for my hands. Don't you miss them? Sometimes, but just during emotional moments. But as luck would have it, someone else has them. Shortly before my operation, there was an accident on the highway. One of the victims was this young lady whose right hand got completely crushed. I told them to check if they were compatible and all that. I mean, implants are not everyone's first choice if they can get an actual replacement. A bit of cosmetic treatment and it could pass off as her original hand with no problem. Last I heard, they were compatible and the family agreed to the donation. I don't know what became of her, but I hope she's fine. And you didn't tell your mom about that? I didn't want her pestering the poor girl. So, are we cool now? Are we even now? Are we? You were pretty cursed about the whole comment regarding your boobs! Again, I'm sorry. It sounded like that's rude. Sorry, I have the... I have the freaking, what's it called? I have the freaking attention, no, I'm humor of a 10-year-old, that's it, I'm 10, what is this? Well, don't worry about that. Besides, I can call you Jillian once. And now you don't. Huh? Why? You just called me by my full name. Are you serious? One chance and only one chance, and you just used it up. Damn it. Surprise! Hey Alma, this might be weird tangent, but do you believe in ghosts? Hey! Not particularly, no. Although there is one paper I read that was quite interesting. It proposed a scenario where nanomachine clusters would leave the body after death, and then acted as a collective hive mind through residential brainwaves. The result was basically to be an image unlike a hologram. Of course, the hypothesis fell through because such nanomachine density is impossible in the body. Even 5% of the amount needed is enough to make the blood too dense for the heart. I made a Legion get out of feral frenzy because I dead-hearted. Nice. I made a Legion get out of feral frenzy because I 360'd him, and then he tunneled me, or at least tried, and it didn't quite work for the guy. But you know, is this on reset? There we go. It's not like there's no brainwaves so potent enough to create those reactions. Still an interesting read, though. I see. Don't give me that look. It's not my fault that you're convinced yourself that you're crazy. Well, I'll leave you then. See you tomorrow. See ya.